Touchdown as the Bears roll the Packers at home. And number 9, Nate Clemens, the $60 million, $80 million man with the pick off the tip. Look at his punt return ability. Baby, you got to hold it up if you want to go prime time. But you know what? I'm not going to fault you because you know how to play the little drummer boy. That's right, number 8. Kevin Curtis. It pays to hustle. It pays to get downfield and block for your quarterback because the hustle play beat the Saints defense for the fumble recovery for the touchdown. Man, I like this kid, and he is the best receiver they have. Number 7, Roscoe Downtown Parish. Yeah, he's from the U, but I got to give him his due. Making a diamond catch to help the Bills get an early lead that they couldn't hold on to. Umpire Jim Quirk. We love everybody here in primetime play. Pulling Nick Burnett down, losing his hack. Burnett is upset, but you better not touch that old man, I promise you that. Found his hat and got back into the action. Let me tell you something. Marshall Falk, our colleague, my boy, getting his jersey retired last week, man. That was nice. I love him. One of the best that ever did it. Now let's get back.
There it is.
Woo-wee! I wanted you to cry, man. You want to hold that tear. Superman, yes, he was. This man did it all. Number 4, Lawrence Maroney. This team throws the ball at all costs. Brady's all-world. Moss get out in front with the block with 2 runs over 50 yards. That one for a touchdown as the Pats continue their run to perfection. Number 3,
The second play,
10,000 yards, and that man ain't never been to the Pro Bowl? You got to be kidding me. 66 yards this time. Willie Parker got hurt. Now he's the first alternate, but I promise you he may not go because he's a little hot right now. Ahmad Bradshaw putting the game away for the Giants with this 88-yard TD in the 4th quarter. And you know what? He was so fast, he lost one of the ends on his helmet. Yeah, that's a trip. And number 1, woo! Let me slow it down. Kevin Everett returning to Ralph Wilson Stadium Sunday after being paralyzed in week 1. And check this out, man. Woo! He's blessed. The man is walking. Now, as we come back, first of all, the whole crew, Merry Christmas. I love you. Now, key moments of victory when we return. Come here, let me give you some sugar. You've been so good.
Join us this Thursday for a special holiday edition of Hockey Night in Canada on NASN. First up, we head to Tampa Bay to catch the Canadiens face off against the Lightning. Then, live from General Motors Place, Luongo and the Canucks feel the heat against Calgary. A special holiday edition of Hockey Night in Canada this Thursday only on NASN.
The New England Patriots' march to perfection continues. Brady wants to throw the football, fires, Moss, touchdown! Oh, man. Near sideline toss, and it's caught, touchdown!
Moreeeee, the tailback, he collects it across the 45, 50. He's going to go the distance.
Ooh, I'm moving up. NFL Network in the building.
And the Patriots will be in the NFL Network house. 15 straight wins to start the season. You can relive 6 of them, rebroadcast in their entirety. Tuesday night, for instance, their game at Dallas in Week 6. You can see how it all began on Wednesday with their season-opening win at the Jets, and then their 2 closest shaves on Thursday, the Week 13 Monday nighter in Baltimore, and of course the Sunday nighter in Philadelphia on Thursday, and then the NFL Network pregame coverage. 6 hours of pregame prior to the big contest, Patriots-Giants Saturday Night Football. Now it's time for the eBay Moments of Victory.
Handoff Bradshaw up the middle, finds a crease, up to the 20, 25-30, it's a foot race. Bradshaw to the 40, to midfield. No one's going to get the rookie out of Marshall. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Ahmad Bradshaw. 88 yards for the rookie.
Well, they call that 38 power to the right, and outside runs are my favorite type of run, and You know what? I told the lineman if they blocked it up right, you know, it could spring me. And, you know, that's what it did.
He sets the throw, and it is picked up by Urlacher, running right of the 40. There's nobody around him. Brian Urlacher coasting down the right sideline. 20, 10, a Sunday stroll to the end zone. Brian Urlacher.
Ooh, I'm moving up. NFL Network in the building.
Here's Moreeeee. Big hole upside. He's gone. 50, 40, 30. Moreeee's going to cruise in the last 3 yards. Touchdown. Wow.
Either one of y'all, anybody standing right here could have ran through that hole. I don't know if y'all could have scored, but y'all would have made it through. You know, that's how big it was. And like I told you, I really didn't have to do too much of nothing to get through. You know, it was just that big.
That's the moments of victory. So we finish up with the question, what did we learn today, Steve? What did we learn?
Well,
what did we learn?
you know I love Don Shula, but I will say that undefeated 1972 Miami Dolphin team better start getting a little nervous because the New England Patriots from '07 are knocking at your door.
This is the time of year where you could really make a name for yourself. You could become household. Willie Parker went down, Davenport came out, ball. Jacobs went down, Bradshaw came out, ball. Someone else will go down. And you got to come out of the darkness and propel yourself in the light and just get your ball on, man.
And I learned David Garrard can rock any style. 1 week after going uptown Saturday night in Pittsburgh, he went Cliff Huxtable after the win on Sunday.
He's always clean and debonair.
Well, this one's a home game, huh?
Yeah, home game.
There you go.
Yeah, he may be my best dressed guy in the NFL.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he is.
You like the Jaguars.
Thanks for joining.
Zips one deep down the right side. He's got Moss, makes the catch at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown New England.
Deep drop for Carson Palmer. Got him. Got Chad. Down left sideline. Get in. A 70-yard hookup with Carson Palmer.
Redmond drops, throws, down seam, Crumpler the catch. Touchdown, Algernon.
Jamal Lewis, he's got a hold. He's down the sideline.
Big hole up the middle at the 20. 10, 5. The somersaults into the end zone.
D'Angelo hesitative run. He breaks free. D'Angelo Williams, touchdown, Carolina Panthers.
Their nominees, Tom Brady picked up 2 more TD passes against the Giants, set an NFL record with 50. Carson Palmer, 316 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Bengals' victory over the Dolphins. And Chris Redmond throwing 4 touchdowns, Falcons winning by 3. The guys on the ground, Jamal Lewis with 128 rushing yards. What a season he had. Clinton Portis, 104 on the ground as the Redskins make the playoffs. And D'Angelo Williams, 121 yards, and the Panthers' victory over the Buccaneers. All right, those are your FedEx Air and Ground nominees for Week 17. Make sure you log on to NFL.com to vote. Hey, Niners and Giants back in 2002 with Jeff Garcia as the quarterback, finding Terrell Owens in the end zone in the playoffs. And then it's Garcia over the middle to Ty Streets, leading San Francisco back against the Giants. They won that game. In 2006, Garcia to L.J. Smith as the Eagles take on the Giants. And Garcia, of course, taking over for Donovan McNabb late in the season. And here he hits Dante Stallworth. David Akers nailed a field goal for the Eagles to win it. Jeff Garcia started 5 postseason games, 3 while playing for the 49ers in 01 and 02, and 2 while a member of the Eagles in 06. He's led his teams to a 2-1 mark in wildcard games, including 2 victories versus the Giants after the 02 and 06 seasons. Here's Bucs head coach John Gruden.
Well, I don't think he is really familiar with the Giants. Tim Lewis was the coordinator last year, and they've made a change. And I can't speak for Jeff. You know, Jeff's familiar with football on any planet. He's played all over the world, so his experience hopefully will help us. But there's no similarities between the Giant football team this year and last year, if you ask me.
So we just showed you Jeff Garcia and how well he's done against the Giants in the playoffs. It's a team sport. Is that going to have an effect, though, against the Giants this time around?
Well, you look at Jeff Garcia. He's only completed really 1 game in the last 6 games, and that was Week 15 against Atlanta. So he's not really been healthy. He's been in and out of the lineup. That back is probably bothering this guy. And I like guys to rest, but I think when you talk about resting guys that long like Tampa has, it starts to take the adverse effect on you. I think you start to get lulled to sleep a little bit, and now all of a sudden having to go into the playoffs and flip that switch, going to be very tough. Now, remind you, too, Steve Spagnuolo the defensive coordinator from the Giants, was in Philly last year with Jeff Garcia. Knows a little bit about Jeff Garcia, a little bit about his tendencies, the way he breaks the pockets. So he'll have something in mind for Jeff Garcia.
And the Bucs defense, one of the best in the league, but big boy, Brandon Jacobs, 6'4", 260, is going to be run out of the backfield for the Giants. What kind of problems does he possess?
Well, he like you mentioned, he's a big physical running back, very hard to try to tackle. He wears you down. Tampa Bay is a small, aggressive defense, undersized up front. Gaines Adams, not very big, probably 265 or so. So through the course of a game, when you talk about the third and fourth quarter, Tampa's not that great. They're 17th in rush defense. The Giants will try to rely on the rushing of Brandon Jacobs to put the weight on Tampa's defense, try to wear them out throughout the football game.
All right, who do you like in this game?
This on Tuesday, huh?
Well, we might not see you for the rest of the week, so
all right.
I'm going to give you a little bit of time to massage it, but who do you like?
All right, I'm going to say the Giants. I'm going to pick the Giants in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think right now they're playing very well. The game against New England is going to springboard them to a victory.
Tell you what, if Eli Manning can play with half the confidence he had Saturday night, I mean, I think I agree with you. All right, plenty more to come on NFL Total Access. Adrian Peterson of the Vikings just barely missed the playoffs, but he was one of the top rookies in the 2007 season. We'll get TD's list of the top 5. We'll also look back at the top 10 plays of Week 17 now that the regular season is in the books. And there are bowl games, and more bowl games on New Year's Day. Highlights coming up after the break. NFL Total Access. Hey, we're just getting started. And Brady will throw for Moss. Touchdown, Patriots. Moreeeee, touchdown, Patriots. Zips one deep down the right side. He's got Moss. Touchdown, New England. There's the record for Brady. There's the record for Moss. And New England regains the lead. The New England Patriots, perfection. 16-0. What they've accomplished this year is truly special. After that victory, you just knew Bill Belichick would be a nominee for the Motorola Coach of the Week, leading the Patriots to a 35-38 victory over the Giants at the Meadowlands, completing an undefeated regular season at 16-0. Tennessee's Jeff Fisher, he coached the Titans to beat the AFC South Division winning Colts in a 16-10 primetime matchup to secure that 6th and final playoff spot. Still not sure that they'll have Vince Young for the opener against the Chargers. Washington's Joe Gibbs brought the Redskins into the playoffs with a 27-6 win over the Dallas Cowboys. The Redskins' 4th straight victory, securing that 6th and final wild card spot in the NFC. They'll take on Seattle. So it's Belichick, Fisher, and Gibbs. Make sure you go to NFL.com to vote for the Motorola Coach of the Week.
Playoffs. Everything's good about the playoffs.
We are here in the playoffs. Today we need your best, your very best.
We ain't letting nobody take this away from us. Win or go home, baby. Win or go home. Win or go home. We gotta get it. Playoff time. Playoff time. We're ready. We're in the show now. We're ready to go.
It's a wild card. Wild card. Today, win or go home.
When guys work all season long, this is what they work for.
For the young cat that never been to the playoffs, baby, this is what it's all about. Everybody got to step their game up just a little bit. I'm telling you, it's for real. Hey, this is why we went to training camp. This is why we worked our ass off in the offseason. Games like today, the playoffs, baby, the chance to move on. Now, let's go.
Let's fire up Seahawks Cam and check in with the 2005 NFL MVP. Seahawks running back Sean Alexander. Seahawks getting ready to take on the Washington Redskins. Sean, they've won 4 games in a row, and their defense has been a strong proponent. What do you see when you look at film of the Washington Redskins?
You know, they play with a lot of passion, and you expect that out of the Redskins. They've always been a team like that their guys are flying around, and you can tell that they're playing with the mission in mind, and you know, it causes for a great challenge.
Hey, Sean, your numbers have been down the last couple of years, and people have asked me, what's going on with Sean Alexander? And I say, you know what? I've tried to evaluate you to see what's going on, but I also said, when I talk to him, I will ask him, Sean, what is going on? So I'm asking you right now, Sean, are you healthy, or what's going on with your situation in Seattle?
Oh, I think I always want to tell everybody, first of all, I don't believe in people making excuses, you know what I mean? So for me, it just is what it is. You know, I've been beat up these last couple of years, and my numbers aren't where I like them or where our team wants them, but we keep on working hard. I'm proud of this line that I have here because they go to work every week, and that's what our team's made of. Guys are going to keep on working and not make excuses, and that's where we are.
Now, you guys are in the playoffs, obviously, but do you see yourself as being the big key for you guys to really take this team to the next level, which is a Super Bowl?
Well, it's hard to win the Super Bowl unless you're running the ball well, So, no matter how you're throwing the ball and special teams and all the things, at the end of the day, the team that runs the ball and stops the run in the playoffs are going to win. So, that's something I got to go take care of, and I gladly accept that challenge.
Sean, because of some of the injuries that you faced this season, Matt Hasselbeck in the offense, they've been putting the rock in the air a little bit more. Talk to me about just how different this offense is, especially in the second half of the season.
Well, I think it's been great. I'm always about winning, and that's our #1 goal. So, of course, with the knee and the ankle, we had to throw the ball, and Matt and the receivers, they just took it on themselves, and they were making plays, and they still have been. So it's exciting for me because I get to come back to a situation where guys are on fire, they're making plays, and I just get to go be a piece of the puzzle.
The Washington Redskins employ a couple of running backs in Clinton Portis and Liddell Betts. You guys have yourself, obviously, and Mo Morris, who's done a nice job.
Yeah, Mo's amazing. I've been telling everybody he's finally getting some of the credit that he deserves. We've always had similar packages these last couple years, and people are just now finally getting to see him play. He's had several big games. Even in the 05 season when I was getting all the accolades, he was still putting up great numbers, and now people get to see him more. So I've been excited for everything that he's been doing, and hopefully we can take our 1-2 attack and do some good things through this playoffs.
Now, Sean, I know how it is being a running back, and selfishly, I like to be the only guy back there running the football. But I know as far as longevity, it sort of becomes a tool for you to use to add a few more years onto your career. Do you welcome that fact that you have another guy in there that can help you extend your career?
I haven't even thought about the career part of it. For me, I'm just trying to get us into winning a Super Bowl. Unlike you, we tasted it and didn't get it done. So,
exactly.
so for me, anything that's gonna get us to win that thing, I'm gonna be shooting for. So for me being down and us throwing the ball, we started winning. And Mo coming in making some plays. This stuff that we've done is helping us win. And now I'm healing up a little bit more. Whatever it takes, that's just our goal. We got to go out there and find ways to win.
When you're on the sideline, Sean, how much do you enjoy watching your defense get after it?
Yeah, you know what? This is one of those years where I've never felt more than this year that I've just been proud of our defense, flying around, causing turnovers, making plays. We've had several goal line stops this year, and I'm just proud of those guys. They make it easy for us to go out there and say, hey, if we score some points right now, our defense is going to stop them, get the ball back for us, and we got a chance to go get this thing going the way we want it. And it's fun football right now.
All right, back to your quarterback. Is he sporting a new look here? I mean, I understand. Is he rocking a mustache?
Matt's like that. Matt's a big practical jokester, you know what I mean? So he's just doing something to kind of get everybody laughing, So of course he can't possibly wear it on TV. He's got too many family members gonna watch that game. But for us, it's funny right now.
All right, Sean. Hey, the best of luck to you in the playoffs, and good luck trying to get back to the Super Bowl.
Hey, thank you.
Sean, you just did wear it on TV. Sean Alexander joining us. Who are the best rookies of the 2007 season? And we'll discuss that after the break and also take a look at the other AFC playoff matchup this weekend. Vince Young, will he be healthy enough to start against the San Diego Chargers? More on that when we come back. Of the week, you log on to NFL.com to vote.
Tomlinson, the setback.
He'll hand it to Tomlinson. Hand off, LT. Cutting up the middle. Stiff arm. 5. Touchdown, San Diego. Breaks the tackle. 30. 25. We'll see you in the end zone, man. Has the end zone in sight. Touchdown, LT. Turning his way towards the goal line. Touchdown, LT. 15-10. 5. Touchdown, LaDainian Tomlinson.
LT had a huge game against the Titans the first time around in Week 4. Chargers outgaining the Titans across the board. LT with 146 yards. In spite of 3 turnovers in the game, Chargers came back from a 14-point deficit early in the fourth quarter, and they won it in overtime, 23-17. In boxing, it is difficult when you win the first fight to come back and win the rematch. So the Titans and Chargers now, they will play again. How do you see this playoff matchup shaping up?
Well, San Diego played the Titans in Tennessee and won that game. They were down big and really shouldn't have won that football game. If you watch that, San Diego made a late run to come back to win this game. But I see it shaping up like this. San Diego, they're going to give LT the ball. That's what they do. He is the guy that makes things happen. Phillip Rivers will get his shot to make big plays down the field. But it's all about LT. They're going to lose or win with LT. And when he touches the ball, he's electrifying. We know he can run the football. We know he can catch the football. He can also throw the football. And that's what makes this guy so dynamic and dangerous in the playoffs. And so I see San Diego winning this football game.
For the Tennessee Titans, Vince Young with the right quadriceps injury. They're hoping he is going to be able to play for them. He's day-to-day. An 80% Vince Young, is he better than a 100% Kerry Collins?
Oh, absolutely. And I would start off with Vince Young. He's my guy. I want to put him on the football field. I want to monitor to see how he's playing. If it looks like he's hobbled and he cannot perform for me, then I'm going to Kerry Collins. Kerry's a backup guy. Now, we know in his past he's a Super Bowl quarterback, but he hasn't done much lately. He's been a backup quarterback in Tennessee for the last 2 seasons. He was only there to really mentor Vince Young. I'm starting with Vince Young. If he can't get the job done, then I'm going to Kerry. Let's not be fooled what Kerry did last week against the Colts, okay? They played their number 2s and number 3s. And people want to all of a sudden say, well, you want to start Kerry Collins against the San Diego Chargers? I don't think so.
All right, who do you like in this matchup? I got to do it to you.
I like San Diego. I like San Diego big in San Diego. They will win this football game.
They seem to be playing well as the season rolls out. So,
absolutely.
All right, okay. Plenty more to come here on NFL Total Access. Ben Roethlisberger, he will be in the lineup for the Pittsburgh Steelers, displaying his football skills on the basketball court. We'll explain when we come back. Also, we'll take a look at the top 10 plays from Week 17. It was a great game between the Patriots and the Giants, and also Chargers getting after it.
Runs middle, 40, 45, midfield. Goodbye! Goodbye, Devin, 2010. 5-0. Touchdown, Bears.
Eli Manning may have put together his best performance. 4 touchdown passes against the Patriots. Can he keep it going against the Bucs in the playoffs? We'll hear from Manning tonight on NFL Total Access. All right, so the regular season in the books, sir. Now we're ready for the playoffs. So we're going to go back and show the top 10 plays from Week 17, the final regular season weekend of the year.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Make it roll.
Let's fire it up. Let's do it. All right, so here are the top 10 plays from Week 17. And we start with that Patriots-Giants matchup. And the Giants displaying much fight. How about Dominic Hickson?
Coming out with the long stride, breaks open a nice little kickoff return.
I mean, this is right after the Patriots had taken the lead, and the Giants said, hey, we're hanging around for a while. At number 9, Kevin Curtis, the Eagles' biggest offseason acquisition. It's the second week in a row he fell on a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown.
Just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
All right, coming in at number 8, Andre Davis. This guy has been a monster on special teams. This is a 97 kickoff return for a touchdown.
Big playability. You gotta like this guy for the Texans. That's big plays.
Yeah, more on Davis in a moment. Coming in at number 7, the Chargers' Giles Tucker, causing havoc.
Back. Tucker caused a fumble in the end zone. It's in the end zone. The Chargers recover. Touchdown. Tucker recovers it himself for the touchdown.
And one of our Diet Pepsi Rookie of the Week nominees at number 6, Joshua Cribbs. It's been a wild year for returns.
Yeah, a lot of returns this season. And Joshua Cribbs has been one of the guys who's been very exciting to watch run him back.
76 yards there. He also had a kickoff return for a touchdown. It was called back. At number 5, Devin Hester. Don't kick it to this guy.
A lot of hang time. Makes the grab, backs up to his 36, runs middle, 40, 45, midfield. Goodbye! Goodbye, Devin, 2010. 5-0. Touchdown, Bears.
Untouched for Devin Hester. At number 4, And you might be familiar with this guy, and we are not just showing you the same highlight here. Andre Davis of the Texans, he had 2 in the game, 104 yards here.
Did we just watch this?
That's right, only the 8th player in NFL history to have 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. At number 3, Cardinals' Antrell Roll, who had 2 picks in the Cardinals' victory over the Rams. He took this one back to the house, 47 yards.
Going to do the prime time? Is he going to do the prime time?
Earlier
Hold it
this
up.
year.
No, I guess not.
Earlier this year, he had a game where he had 3 interceptions, and he also took 1 back. Number 2, Tony Gonzalez's 17-yard reception. It sets the record for the most receptions by a tight end in NFL history. His 816th catch, breaking Shannon Sharp's mark. Gonzalez, one of the best of all time, period. At number 1, Tom Brady to Randy Moss in perfection.
How you going to let Randy Moss? You've got to have 2 and 3 guys right now. How you let him get deeper than you are? And they just ran that play before.
I was about to say, those are the top 10 plays from Week 17, and you're exactly right. They just threw a deep ball to Randy Moss, and he wasn't able to come up with it. So what did he do? Tom Brady and Randy Moss says, you know what? Go deep like you do it in Pee Wee football.
It's drew it up in the dirt, right?
All right, 4 downs now. First down. Who's the quarterback with the most pressure on them in the postseason?
I'm going to say Eli Manning because of the pressure, the New York media market. They've been on Eli this entire season, his whole career, really. So I think it's big that he shows up and performs this postseason.
I totally agree with that. The second down, your New Year's resolutions.
Oh, man, I wanted to work out a little bit more. So just try to get a little, work out just a little bit more.
The rich getting richer over here. All right, the third down, we saw Matt Hasselbeck with a mustache. Should he keep it or shave it off?
Oh, man, that looks filthy, man. Cut that off, okay? Shave it.
There it is right there.
It might be good luck for the playoffs, but, yeah, cut that.
Yeah, and we're having some fun with Sean Alexander earlier saying that Matt loves to have some fun just getting the team a little loosened up. And how about Ben Roethlisberger displaying his skills not only on the football field, but hanging out with the Harlem Globetrotters. That's right. They were on their tour and had a stop in Pittsburgh, so they asked Ben to join them for their festivities and also come out on the court and run their football play. So Roethlisberger obviously healthy enough to be on the basketball court for the Harlem Globetrotters. Have you ever done something like that, TD? 4th down here?
Throughout the first pitch for the Padres.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, a strike?
It didn't make it to the plate, though. It didn't make it to the plate. It hit the ground probably like 4 feet in front of the plate.
Show me. You one-hopped it? Crumble it up. Come on. You one-hopped it? What happened?
Man, where am I going to do it?
How about the time over there? Much better. Yeah. All right, Happy New Year's.
We're going to give a game ball to Coach Cameron for his first win as a Miami Dolphins head coach.
There will be no more game balls in Miami for Cam Cameron as Bill Parcells went in the proverbial other direction officially on Thursday. As for Rondé Barber, he looks like Tiki, and in terms of Eli, he now sounds like him. Do not miss this, as well as a Titans Cam chat with the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, who'll give us an update on Vince Young's status and how he might stop LT. Jeff Fisher on this program. Welcome to NFL Total Access. Rich Eisen, along with 19 years of combined Pro Bowl experience, Marshall Falk and Rod Woodson here on this red handkerchief edition of NFL Total Access. Very nice. Rod, what do you think of the style?
I like it.
It's a cool spot right there. We've got a good show in store for you. Still to come on the show, Warren Sapp. He's retiring after 13 years. Old 99 is going to hang him up. We'll discuss that later on in this particular edition of NFL Total Access. As well, the Associated Press named a new Coach of the Year. If you don't know who that is, we will let you know who that is later on the show. And it's been rumored for many weeks for now, but could it possibly be Vaya con Dios for Ocho Cinco? Adam Schefter will spin us around the league on that topic later on this edition. We start the show, however, in Miami, where the show is now officially over for Cam Cameron, seen here walking to the Dolphins facility for the last time as the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. The new regime, Bill Parcells and his hand-picked general manager, Jeff Ireland, hired by owner Wayne Huizenga, obviously have their minds set on starting completely fresh. So it is, in fact, 1-15 and done for Coach Cameron in South Florida.
Bill had a chance to visit with Cam. Bill and I talked at length yesterday about where we're going, what direction we're going. We just felt like, you know, in order to move forward and not look back, that we needed someone in place that shared the same philosophical compatibilities that we shared. We didn't really know the guy that well, and so you know, from that point, we were going to try to get someone that you know, that does share those things, and we weren't completely sold that he did.
Adam Schefter joining us right now from league headquarters. Adam, there's lots of talk the last few days of Cam Cameron saying, well, I'm going to chat with Bill Parcells later on this week, and there was chat from the Dolphins front office that, well, we're going to talk to Cam Cameron later this week. Was there anything really to talk about in the long run here?
No, other than the fact of how they're going to pay him off over the 3 years remaining on his contract. That was it, because I don't think it was ever in the cards for them to retain Cam Cameron. There were some people that retained some hope that perhaps he could be back. But in the end, ultimately, their philosophical compatibilities prevented that from happening. And clearly, Bill Parcells wants to be surrounded by people he knows and people he's comfortable with.
Maybe that's the philosophical, I guess, issues that these two people had, is that one guy wasn't handpicked by the other who's now in charge. So now Bill Parcells will shop for this particular grocery. Who he's going to hire would be?
Well, the person that people around the league are expecting is Tony Sparano, the Cowboys' assistant head coach. Now, Baltimore does have an interest in Tony Sparano, and Baltimore is scheduled to speak with Sparano at some point this weekend. But obviously, Tony Sparano has called plays for Bill Parcells before. Bill Parcells trusts him, he knows him, he likes him. He will look at other people. The search will go on. He will look at Todd Haley, the Arizona Cardinals offensive coordinator, Maurice Carthon, perhaps, the Arizona Cardinals running backs coach. And the speculation that just won't die is that Bill Parcells would love to find a way to bring Romeo Crennel, the Cleveland Browns head coach, to Miami. But again, that's going to be very difficult to do with the Browns wanting draft choices. And so it comes back to Tony Sparano as being his favorite for that job as Jeff Ireland was for the Dolphins general manager job.
And one thing they all have in common, those are all Parcells people that you mentioned. Adam, stay right there. You'll join us to spin us around the league completely later on this edition of NFL Total Access. Whoever it's going to be will be the Dolphins' 5th head coach in the last 5 years. This just after having 2 head coaches in the franchise's first 30 seasons. Dave Wanstead is the last coach to lead the Dolphins to the playoffs, leading Miami into the postseason in both 2000 and 2001. And if it is Tony Sparano, I love the Sparanos. It's a great TV show. It's fun. You know, is that no. Oh, it's the different one. So, is this a raw deal for Cam Cameron? Let's start with this, because here's a guy who's plucked from San Diego, where he had a superb run as offensive coordinator. He wants to be a head coach in this league. He decides to go to Miami, where they said, hey, help us remake this thing. We're offensively challenged. Come and help us make an offensive juggernaut. And he goes with Trent Green, who gets knocked out for the season. Ronnie Brown, knocked out for the season. Then they started selling off all the parts. Chris Chambers being obviously the most famous one. So is this a raw deal that he's one and done?
I don't think so. And it's funny that when we look at coaches, we think of raw deals. It often happens with players. I mean, he knows. He had the same situation. He took this job, got rid of Culpepper, brought in Trent Green. The Tuna's no different. The Tuna want to bring in the guys that he trusts, that he feels will win games and will follow his direction.
You know, I think it's a raw deal for Cam, just for the fact that he jumped onto a sinking ship. And he jumped on the sinking ship, and it went backwards. And most of the parts are already gone when he got there. But then you get rid of Chambers. You're trying to get draft picks for next year. And he really didn't get a chance to use those draft picks this year. But you got to think Parcells loves his own identity. He likes him. T.O. and Parcells has something in common because they like themselves. And what he likes is his own personality. Right. He has his GM. He wants his own coach, and then he's going to pick all his assistants. So it's going to be a Bill Parcells show.
But, Marshall, I mean, you mentioned how it happens to players and now it's happened to a coach. But he, one assumes, had an agreement, not just in writing with Wayne Huizenga, but here's a guy who basically said, okay, I'll come and try and steer your franchise in a different direction. It didn't work out in just year one, and then suddenly the old switcheroo takes place. I mean, that's not something that you would consider a raw deal. It's just it happens.
So.
It is what it is.
I don't think so, because this is just the business of football or sports, period. The one thing that I know, if I'm Bill Parcells and I'm taking this job, I'm going to make sure, because the eye is watching. We are all watching. We want to see what kind of guy he's going to be. We know what kind of coach he is. We know he likes to shop for his groceries. But in this situation right here, he wants to make sure that he's going to bat with all his guys, people that he can trust. And I would do the exact same thing. There's no way that I have a guy on this team or in this organization that doesn't have the best interests of the Miami Dolphins or me being successful.
Well, then what you're saying is Cam Cameron didn't have the best interests of the Dolphins, which I would disagree. You got to think, only reason he fired Cam Cameron, Parcells, is because it's not his guy. Point and simple. He wants his own people there. He wants to control them in that aspect, and that's why Cam is not there anymore.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have a new coach of the year, and he's Bill Belichick. Now, when a coach goes perfect in the regular season, it may seem like a no-brainer that he would be named Coach of the Year, especially when he seamlessly added Randy Moss and several other offensive parts, and has every player acutely aware of every possible situation and knowledgeable of every other player's roles. But, as we know, Belichick was slapped with a $500,000 fine with the Patriots relieved of a draft pick because of the illegal videotape procedure the coach was caught having in place earlier this season. That said, it wasn't enough to prevent 29 of the 50 media members from voting, casting their